In 2023, the headlines were everywhere. The World Health Organization declares aspartame a possible carcinogen. Diet soda causes cancer. People threw out their sweetener packets. I'm Michael Merth, a registered dietitian who spent years in oncology nutrition, and the truth behind that headline is far less scary than the way it was sold to you. Let me show you what possibly carcinogenic actually means, because it does not mean what most people think. Here's the real event. In July 2023, two different WHO bodies reviewed aspartame and released their findings on the same day. The first is the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC. Their job is hazard identification. They ask one narrow question: could this substance, under some conditions, at some dose, be capable of causing cancer? They put aspartame in Group 2B, possibly carcinogenic to humans. The second body, JECFA, does risk assessment. Their job is the practical question: at the amounts people actually consume, is this dangerous? JECFA looked at the same evidence and left the acceptable daily intake exactly where it had been for decades. Same day, same evidence, two answers that sound like they conflict. They don't. They're answering different questions, and understanding the difference is the whole ballgame. This is the distinction the headlines flattened, so hold on to it. Hazard is whether something can cause harm in principle. Risk is whether it will, given how much you're actually exposed to. Sunlight is a hazard. A 10-minute walk is a manageable risk. The hazard of a substance tells you almost nothing on its own. IARC's Group 2B is a hazard category, and it is a crowded, mild one. Do you know what else sits in Group 2B alongside aspartame? Aloe vera whole leaf extract. Pickled vegetables. Being a carpenter. Group 2B is not a list of things known to cause cancer. It is a list of things where the evidence is limited and someone thought it was worth a closer look. Putting aspartame there was a call for more research, not a warning to empty your fridge. Meanwhile, JECFA, the body that actually weighs your exposure, kept the acceptable daily intake at 40 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. To exceed that, the WHO spelled it out, an adult would need to drink more than 9 to 14 cans of diet soda every single day, assuming they got aspartame from nothing else. That's not a diet. That's a stunt. So why did IARC act at all? Because of a handful of studies that raised the flag worth checking. A few observational studies, including a large French cohort, found small associations between high artificial sweetener intake and cancer. And some rodent studies suggested a possible link. That is genuinely the basis for limited evidence, which is exactly what Group 2B means. But observational studies on sweeteners carry a nasty confounder. Who drinks the most diet soda? Very often, people who already carry more weight, or who have metabolic disease, or who switch to diet drinks because of a health problem. Those conditions independently raise cancer risk. Untangling the sweetener from the person drinking it is extremely hard, and the studies flagging aspartame could not do it cleanly. The associations were small and could not establish cause. That is why the risk assessors were not moved. Limited, confounded human data plus high-dose animal data adds up to keep studying. Not. This causes cancer. Now let me zoom out to the thing that gets lost in a fight about sweetener packets. The strongest, least controversial link between what you drink and your cancer risk does not run through aspartame. It runs through sugar and body weight. Excess body fat is tied by the World Cancer Research Fund to at least 13 cancers, and sugary drinks are a direct route to it. So the practical question is almost never sweetener or nothing. It's diet soda or regular soda. And on the evidence we actually have, a diet drink is the lower risk choice of those two. Fighting a possible, unproven, high-dose risk while ignoring a well-established one is exactly backwards. The best drink is still water, or unsweetened coffee or tea, but if a diet soda is what keeps you off the sugary one, the science does not support panicking about it. A couple of honest qualifiers, because probably fine, is not irrelevant. Anyone with a genetic condition PKU has to avoid aspartame for reasons unrelated to cancer, and that's on the label for them. And there is early, unsettled research on how sweeteners may affect the gut microbiome and appetite. None of that is a cancer verdict, but it's a fair reason not to treat diet soda as a health food to drink by the liter. Moderation, not fear. That's the honest read. So here's where it lands. The 2023 headline was real, but possibly carcinogenic, is a hazard label shared with pickles, not a proven danger. The body that measures actual risk left aspartame's safe limit untouched, and you would need more than 9 cans of diet soda a day to reach it. Drink mostly water. Don't fear the occasional diet soda, and if it's replacing a sugary one, it's the better pick. Save your worry for added sugar and body weight, where the evidence is actually strong. That's the version of the story that holds up. Full breakdown with the WHO and IARC links is on the site. Subscribe and I'll keep translating the scary headlines into what they really mean.